My guest is Samantha, and she is a student from America, and she came to the Middle East so that she could learn Arabic and then be better equipped to minister to and to serve the community here. Samantha, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you're a relatively new Adventist.
I am.
Tell me how you became an Adventist.
I was introduced to the Adventist church when I was a freshman in college. My friend invited me to participate in a number of Adventist events, for example, Bible studies, prophecy seminars, Daniel challenges, and I fell in love with the church then. And then a few years later, I was baptized into the church.
Okay, so how long ago was it when you were baptized?
November 2014.
Okay, so it's only been a bit over 2 years.
Yes.
And so you decided, what led you to make the decision to come here?
So it really wasn't my decision. It was something I felt God impressing me to do. I went to GYC 2015.
Okay, so GYC is a convention of Adventist young people, right?
Yes, and there Pastor Homer Chikartan gave a presentation on the work being done in this region. And he made an appeal, and initially I was not going to answer that appeal, but I felt the Holy Spirit telling me to answer it, and so I was praying, crying, and just decided to answer the call. And then when I got home, I didn't immediately apply to the program, but I spent more time praying, fasting, studying the Word, and eventually it became clear to me that this is what God was calling me to do. And then I started to fall in love with this idea of coming to the Middle East, learning Arabic, and working here.
Wonderful. So up until you had heard that appeal to come here from Homer, what were your plans for your life? What were you planning to do?
Well, I was planning to return to Brazil because I was an English teaching assistant there. I received a Fulbright grant back in 2014, and I wanted to return so that I could continue working on my Portuguese and break into the humanitarian field some way.
Right. So this was a major change of direction for you.
Yeah.
Wow. So you came here, how long ago did you come here?
About 9 months ago.
9 months ago. So tell me, you've come here as a single young woman, you're in a totally different culture, you're a long way from home. What's it been like?
There have been good times and bad times. It's been nice meeting new people, learning the language, learning about the culture. People are very hospitable here. So I've been stretched in many ways that I didn't think that I could expand. I've learned a lot about myself, about God, about being more faithful, being more persistent in my prayers, because it is tough, especially as you said, being alone here, coming from a very different culture, even within the United States, and most of the people around me are very different. I mean, racially, I'm different from most people, and so with that comes a lot of different challenges.
Yeah, adds an extra dynamic to things.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is too that you stand out here because it's not as if you can hide, and probably people, because you are a foreigner, then they're wondering what you're doing here. Now, what do you do when you're feeling lonely, when you're feeling the challenge of being here?
I try to read my favorite Bible verses, pray, and talk to my family members. Try to do something that makes me feel good and that reminds me of home. Yeah. Or maybe I'll go and eat something that reminds me of home so that I'm not feeling homesick.
Right. Now, what sort of foods have you experienced here that you like?
I mean, because I'm from the States, we have falafel, so it's not like this is my first time trying it. Most of the food here I've eaten before.
Okay.
And then I can't eat the dishes with meat because I'm vegetarian.
Yes.
But so with my Arabic professor, we do make Arabic meal, vegetarian, and so my favorite is uzi. And it's like a rice dish. Well, it's not a rice dish, but we've made it a rice dish, and it has pine nuts, roasted pine nuts, raisins, carrots, peas, and they have this very special seasoning that has cinnamon and cumin and all these different things mixed together, and so you put that in the rice, and the rice tastes just like this seasoning.
Okay, I'm ready. I haven't had lunch yet. That sounds terrific.
Hopefully you'll find it here. I don't know.
Actually, this is a great place to be a vegetarian, really. Because there's plenty of salads and options if you're not convinced.
Yes and no, because then you're eating the same things all the time when
Right.
you go out. So then it starts
Okay.
getting tiring.
Okay. So what are your hopes for the future?
My hope is to find a job where I can be a witness, where I can glorify God, where I can really connect with the locals.
Yeah. Are there people back in your home church praying for you?
Yes, I have 2 home churches, actually about 3.
Okay.
I have a home church in Brazil, one in Boston, and then one in Charlotte.
You're a very religious person.
Because I've been all over the place.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I think that prayer is very important for you. Was it hard for you to make friends here?
No, actually, my first friend came up to me and asked me to go somewhere with her, and I was like, oh, sure. And so here, because I am different, because I do stand out, and people want to get to know me, and so that's nice.
Well, thanks so much for sharing with us today some of the joys and some of the challenges. And you're just starting here, but we wish you God's richest blessings in what you're doing.
Thank you.
And viewers at home, it's so encouraging that when you're in a situation like this to know that there is a world church praying and supporting you.